Hi, this is Nathan Win from Inomatic LLC. This video will be on common useful functions, and along the way I will show you a couple of tips. This is part of the PowerApps for Beginners series. Feel free to check out my previously recorded and hit that subscribe and notify button so that you will get informed when I upload the next one. Your support is critical for me to continue, so don't hesitate. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for your support. Let's get started. We will start with IsBlank, trim, and length. But a quick glance down, these are quite similar to how we use them in Excel, and so it would be a quick transition for you if you have used and familiar with this. This text box here right now, we don't have anything in there, and therefore the IsBlank condition is true, and the length, which is the count of whatever text that we are referencing, and right now is 0, and rightfully so. If we enter letter A, the IsBlank condition is false, and the count of the text is 1. If I add in a space, it looks harmless, but it is a character, and therefore the count is 2. Often we want to trim the space at the beginning and the space at the end when they do exist. Right now we're going to examine the IsBlank function and then the length. IsBlank, and then you reference the control or the variables. This is now I'm referencing single line underscore text. It is a control. In this control on change, I set the variable var single line to the control.text. It is a better practice to reference the variable instead of the control. And so if I change the control name to the variables, there shouldn't be any changes because the variable holds the same text that the control does. So let's look at the trim. Okay, trim variable. If I have a and then a space, when we select, we see that extra space at the end. But when we select the label, we don't see that extra space because it has been trimmed off. Okay, now if we incorporate the trim functions into the IsBlank, so we reevaluate the variable after it's been trimmed, and then we count the length of the variable after being trimmed. We will still have the condition IsBlank false, but the count is now just 1. If we remove everything and just add a space, IsBlank is true, even though a space is here, because we evaluate after we trim and we count the text after we trim, and therefore it's true and 0. Next we look at left, mid, right, and find. I won't focus too much on the first 3 because they are in Excel. We use them all the time, but the find can be a little bit tricky. And so I have this text box that I name email underscore text, and I write to variable var email on change. So I leave the control here. I just want you to show you that it works the same way, but of course the variable is a better practice. So left of the email address, and I hardcode 6 character. So from left I count in 6, I get Nathan. By highlighting the formula, you see the output. And mid, the email, the starting position, and number of character. When you click within the formula, you get hint, just like you do in Excel. So mid would return an add, and right, it just count in how many character. In this case, I specify 9, and you would have email.com. Okay, of course, I hard code the number of characters just so you can see how it works. In reality, most of the time you would have a calculated way to obtain the numbers here. Now looking at the find, so let's do this. Find the @ sign in variable email. I would receive 7, and it's true. You have 6 here, and this is the 7th character. So for me to extract the Nathan, I have to do this. Left of the email, by the number of character, find the @ minus 1. So find the @ at 7 minus 1 equals 6. So left the variable email 6 character, and that way I have Nathan. For mid, I do the same way. Mid, the variable starting position is the find at that return a 7, and I just want 1 character out. So that give me the @ sign. And then last one is right. Right of the variable and count in the length of the email, which is what? 16 minus 7. 16 minus 7 equals 9, and that's how I get 9, email.com. And when I concatenate all them together, I receive the email. Next up is the upper, lower, and proper. I just wanted to bring your attention to exist here in PowerApps as well, but I'm certain you're familiar with them on the Excel side. Nathan Win, upper, lower, and proper. Proper capitalize the first letter of each word and how it is used. Upper, the variable, because on change I set the cell text to var format. That's how it is, nothing to it. Next up is date format. If you would like to learn how to enforce user inputs to follow certain date format, then refer to my Textbox video. This is a demo. You type in a non-text value. It's clear out and it tells the user to enter a valid date. I will proceed with enter 1/1/2022. I format 3 ways: the leading zeros on date and month, the short date, and the long date. In this text box here, upon change, I set the void date to the self text if it matched the pan here. On this label, I convert the void date back to date values and then display as text in this format. Same thing here. I display the dates, the 3-letter months, the 2-digit years. This is the format of a long date. For dollar and number format, I go in greater details in my text box video, so please refer to that if you would like to know more in details. As here, I enter 1599. I have this in dollars, in whole digit, and then in decimal, because I add in 0.75. You can see the 75 in dollars and the decimals, but not here. In the whole digit, it rounds to the nearest one and make it 1600. Upon change, I set the var number to self.text, and then I format it 3 ways. Here is how to format in dollars. You convert the variable back to number and just display in this format. Same thing here for whole digit and decimal. I put an if condition here in case when it is 0, so that we can display the data properly. Up next is my personal favorite, the notify or notification. If you select on information, this is an information message. Success is green, warning is yellow, and error is red. And the reset this combo box. So in this combo box, I have 4 possible choices. And then on change, I added the switch function where the self-selected value, which is this combo, if it is information, notify, this is an information message, notify type information, and display on the screen for 2 seconds. 1000 is equal to 1 second. Generally, you would like to have this longer, but for demo purpose, 2 seconds is enough. And for reset, you should need to reset the control name, which is the notification combo box, and you should be good to go. The last 2 items is char 10, which is a live break, char 160, which is a space. I have this button here, and then this button, the text is click here. Now, if I would like to add a line break between click and here, all I have to do is close the click, double quote, insert char 10, and then open for the here. You see separate by a line break. If I would like to add a couple of spaces before the here, I would imagine we do it here. 1, 2, 3. Inside the double quote, treat it as text. However, it doesn't reflect on the button. So the best way to add a space is to add character char 160. And then I do one more, char 160. And then edit the word here. And you see click here with 3 leading spaces. That's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for sitting through. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to click that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. See you on the next video.